Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together. Hey guys, Michael here with Properties to Profit. I am so excited to be launching my new podcast, and I just want to jump on here and give you guys a quick little rundown about my journey and how we got here today. This has been a journey for 2 years in the making that I've been thinking about doing this, and I just haven't done the work to do it. So here we are. I've jumped off the sidelines of podcasting and YouTubing, and I am excited to get this thing started. So wanted to give you guys a rundown about your host. That's me, and what we're going to be talking about on this podcast. The goal of this podcast is to educate people on real estate and business. My businesses are all focused about real estate, so that's where I'll be able to help people the most. I went full-time into this journey August 17th, 2021. I got fired from my W-2 job, earning multiple six figures. And I've been on this journey then for 2.5 years full-time, and it's been a fun ride. It's been a hard ride, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So we've gone from six figures to last year we did multiple seven figures, and this year our goal is really to crack eight figures. It's going to be the road to eight figures for me this year, and I want to share that journey with you guys, share the trials and tribulations we have along the way. Want to help you avoid headaches going forward. And really just when you can talk about it and articulate it a little bit better, you really know how much you understand something too. So if I can articulate it and help you guys understand what I'm going through and what challenges I'm overcoming, well, it really helped me get there better, faster, and help my team grow. Because that's what it's all about. Being a leader is I've got to grow so my team can continue to grow with me. So I'm excited to share you on this journey. So what I'm going to do today is share how we got to this point where we are today. Time of this recording, it is early 2024, March of 2024. So how we got here. So my real estate journey started actually in 2018. Actually, I'd say it started a lot earlier than that. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 2011. That book really got my juices flowing. I had no money when I was 18 years old. So I started a landscaping business thinking that I would all of a sudden make a ton of money and go buy a ton of real estate. The issue when you're 18 years old, most 18-year-olds think they know everything and they absolutely know nothing. I was that exact case. I grew a business from nothing to about $3.5 million. And that sounds really, really impressive. I did that from 2011 to about 2018. And the great thing about that, though, was I never really had any profits. I always kept spending more money and helping the business grow. Anytime I would get to a place where I thought I had 20, 30, 50, 100 grand in the bank and I was going to make a profit, another account would come up where I'd need this piece of equipment, and I would just invest back into the company is what I did. And it was a tough journey. I didn't know how to lead people. I didn't know how to hire or fire, so I kept people that I should never kept around. And that journey taught me a lot, created quite a few headaches for myself, but I kept going, and it taught me a work ethic. Through that business, I've worked multiple 48-hour spans with no sleep. I think there's 4 or 5 occasions where I would literally work 5 or 6 days, twice up to 7 days with no sleep. And what it taught me is determination, gave me this willpower to do whatever it takes to get the job finished, so I didn't disappoint my customers. And I'm very grateful for that. And I wish I would have started real estate earlier, because you don't need money to start in real estate, which I'll teach you guys how to do that at some point at a later episode. So follow along for that. But it also taught me how to be a better leader. I learned in that business that I was an absolutely terrible leader, that I didn't know how to train people, educate people, and help them become better people too. Because when you help people get what they want, and I think most people want to improve in life, then you can get what you want. They'll work harder for you. They'll do more for you. They'll go above and beyond for you. And I just didn't understand that very well, especially at that time. So that time really helped me learn that. And I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I started looking at real estate in 2016. Just never had a place where I had a ton of money. That That first property I went to contract on in 2016 was a 12 unit for $400,000. That 12 unit sold in 2019. It needed about 200 grand of work, so you would have been in it for about 6. Sold for $1 million in 2019 and recently just sold for 1.4 in 2023. So that one is a kick in the pants that I did not buy it. That would have been life-changing for me and really started this journey a lot faster for me. But hindsight is 2020, and I don't regret it. So fast forward to getting out of my landscaping days in 2018. I took a W-2 job selling new homes, learned more of the traditional real estate side of things. During that time, I was making pretty good money, so I bought a whole bunch of apartments. 2018, I think I bought 2 duplexes in Lima, a duplex in Plain City, and a 4-unit on the east side of Columbus. All retail. I hear people all the time that you should be looking for off-market discounted properties. And while I don't disagree, I don't think it's for everyone. I think if you can figure out how to make $250,000 and live well below your means, then you can go buy retail real estate and you will do really well for yourself. And a lot of people don't realize that, guys. So I really want you to think about that. And we will talk about that at a later episode. The pros and cons of buying discounted real estate. You'll hear about the BRRRR method. I've done that several times. I don't do it very much anymore. I'm going to go figure out how to produce a lot of income, and I'm going to take that income and instead of paying taxes, plug it in real estate. That's what the benefits. Our government wants us to do it. So in that case, I'm going to listen to the government. It's going to benefit me. We'll talk about all that later on at another date. So that was 2018. 2019, I think I bought another 30 plus stores, anywhere from duplexes all the way up to, at the time, I think it was a 6-unit was the biggest one I bought. Things were cooking. 2020 was another repeat of that. Year 21, I really wanted to scale. So the goal was to buy 100 rentals that year, and I started to do it. Halfway through that year, probably May or June, I started listening to Wholesaling Inc. Brent Daniels, all of those guys. Signed up for Brent Daniels' course, really learned how to talk to people, and I started making a couple cold calls. Never really got that deep into it, but I learned about this thing called wholesaling. I bought 2 duplexes off of a wholesaler for the first time. My first couple deals were in 21 were off market. I learned what off market was, and I realized off market was great because you could get deals at 5-10% off, and I was like, that's a home run when you're used to buying stuff at retail. But I kept seeing this HUD line where the wholesaler would make 15 or 8 or 13. And I was like, what is this? And then I realized the wholesaler made money and didn't have to buy the property. I was like, what? At the time, one of my buddies was teaching me about wholesaling and trying to get me into it. And I was just like, I don't like this. And that was my first step into wholesaling. And that was 2021. And so I was like, well, I'm better at sales. I just need to figure out the marketing. And then I heard about this guy named Tony Javier doing TV marketing. He said all these people would call in and want to sell their house, and he would flip them. I was like, that's what I want to do. So that's exactly what I did. I started TV ads, and August 17th at 6 p.m., I got fired. That was the first day my TV ads ran, and it was insane. I was literally went in on my off day to work for the company I worked for, $1 billion plus company, and 5:59, my email got shut off, and I look outside, and 2 sales managers pull up, and I'm like, oh, man, I know what's about to happen. It really sucked because I came in to work that extra shift for them because someone else had called off on my day off. But I realized my life was going to change forever. I was scared and nervous, and I remember going home and at the time talking to my girlfriend's family, and they're like, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. It's going to be the best thing that ever happened to me. So I whipped in my wallet at that time. I think I had $150,000, $140,000 of backlog that I wasn't going to get paid out. That hurts. When you're going to miss out on $150,000, I'm going to tell you that. And so I was definitely a little bit disappointed about that, but I quickly got over that and got to the grindstone. We had just started running those TV ads, like I mentioned. I ended up flipping 6 houses in 2021, fourth quarter, and made about $300,000 net. Completely forgot about all of that $150,000 or whatever that was in commissions I was missing out on. I was like, man, I'm onto something. And meanwhile, my buddy that still works there is trying to get me into wholesaling, and I'm just not a huge fan of it. So I just never went down that rabbit hole, not yet anyway. And then we bleed into 21, I bought my 2 biggest apartments. One was an 18 unit and one was a 16 unit. Those were at the end of the year. I figured out how to finance those after losing your job. I brought partners in on those, and we'll talk about those at a later episode as well. As you can imagine, buying apartments in end of 21 probably wasn't a good thing. And I've had a ton of headaches there, but we overcame them. We're in the process of overcoming those. And hopefully in another 60 days, those will be in a great spot on both of those. So I'm looking forward to that. But let's fast forward to 2022. I'm flipping houses. We have flipped about 20 houses. Our average profit's right around $50,000. Life is great. And I just happened to call one of my buddies in the new home building industry, and he goes, dude, our wait list disappeared overnight. May 1st, we had a massive wait list. We opened up the new communities, and all of a sudden, no one wants to buy. I'm like, whoa, something seems off. So I stopped buying, and I started looking into the wholesaling thing that my buddy's been talking about for almost 18 months now. And I'm glad I did. I started wholesaling in July, was my first wholesale deal. I got super lucky. Most people won't get this lucky. My first assignment was $75,000. Don't know why that guy took it on. He thought the market was going to stay hot. I thought it wasn't. So I wholesaled that deal. The next 6 months by myself, I think I had one employee who came on at the end of 22 who helped me out a little bit. But we wholesaled $680,000 that first 6 months at the end of 22. And my flipping had really slowed down because things were just getting tighter and tighter. And I had a couple bad flips that I bought just a little bit too high, and the market had kind of transitioned. So I had figured out wholesaling, and going into 23, I realized that wholesaling was a really scalable model. I didn't have any acquisitions reps, so I was going to figure that out. So I went to my man, Steve Trang, and learned how to train salespeople. Learned how to hire, recruit, all of those things at the end of 22. And 23, I was going to roll into be a new person. So that's what I went after in 23 is wholesaling. And that's what we focused on most of 23. We did, I think, 18 or 19, maybe 20 flips. I'll have to double check all of that. But we really dialed in wholesaling. We bought quite a few rentals again. And all a team right now, and we're excited to see what we can do. So we did 2.4 in 23. So 22 was my first year wholesaling. I did 600,000. I did 2.4 my second year, so quadrupled that from first year to second year. And hoping to do the same this year as we go to that $10 million mark. And that's the journey. I really want you guys to come along for the ride. We are really dialing things in. We've got 3 acquisition reps fully onboarded right now, 2 that are really doing well. So our numbers so far this year are $191,000 closed in January. February is 408, I think it was, maybe 407. That being said, I'm excited to bring you guys along with this journey. There's been a lot of headaches. I'm going through a major custody battle, and I want to share with you guys that. I want to teach men how to be better men so they don't have to deal with what I'm dealing there. I want to teach you with managing finances. We've had some problems there, and we just didn't know what was going to come up and what headaches and those kind of things. And so my goal with this podcast is to help you not have to go through the same struggles that I've had to go through. And if I can help people get to the next level, whether that's 6 figures for them or 7 figures, and hopefully eventually I'll get to 8 figures and help people be able to get to 8 figures. And I'm super excited for that. So I hope you guys follow along. Once again, this is the Properties to More Full Time. And let me know what you guys need from me. If you guys think you can get value from this, I would appreciate if you could follow me on my socials. Real Estate Mike02 is the Instagram. Michael Smith on Facebook. And if TikTok's your thing, Real Estate Mike. If there's anything you guys ever want me to talk about, I'm here to help you guys and teach you anything I can. Please comment, drop a line on Instagram or Facebook. We would love to help. Something I want to also throw out, we are always hiring salespeople. Our sales reps make between $150,000 and $250,000 a year. I do think we will be growing that income for them. That is our idea. And we'll talk more about that in the marketing episode to come up in the future. So appreciate you all again checking it out. If you find any value in this or think anyone else can learn from this, please share. Let me know how I can bring any value to you guys. Appreciate you and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Properties to Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.